but the wheels was always smokeless, Cristo.
Yeah, Cristo. No, this is off now. This is Aachen or the area of Cologne, over.
Yeah, okay. No, but I'm talking about Wales. Wales itself, when we got coal from Wales, from the UK, our smokers always come from Wales, from the UK. Okay, so apart from the Essie nuts, Everpure Essie, Sophia Jacoba was German, and that come from Dusseldorf. Okay, so.
Ah, yeah, okay, yourself, yeah. I've been in Bremen, near what other city? Yeah, the old capital city of Wales. Today the capital city of Wales is Cardiff. But many years ago, it wasn't Cardiff. And even Welsh people don't know, which I had on the radio. So the old capital city, and this was very close by because we were staying a long time there in the hotel. The capital is nearby is Merseyside. And there's a big plant of the NSS, National Smuggler Bureau in Bremen. One of the valleys there, but you know, it's going back to the 80s, 85, 86. I don't know if it's even today, nowadays, something is still there. I remember after I was involved very much in iron making, and I was in Lanouren, blast furnaces and talboats, and I've been once in Lanouren, which is also in Wales, when they blew up a furnace. I have even the video I made with my little camera. It's not a professional video, but you see how a blast furnace, it was about 80 meter high, and they make explosion, it fall down. It was just okay. Somehow it was sad, but it was something bombastic over.
Yeah, I remember that time. That was under Maggie Thatcher's reign, and that wasn't a good time for the coal industry. And I have to say, still to this day, that resonates right across the UK and Wales and everywhere else. And that was personal, because that was the end of eras and the end of life and way of life and everything else. It was incredible. And still to this day, that resonates, Elian, that you wouldn't believe. And certainly in the coal industry, she didn't do us any favours. And we wonder, she was a very good Prime Minister in some ways, but in the coal industry, she ended life, the ways of life and the industries that had went for hundreds of years. It's incredible. And still to this day, I have to say that this is history. I'm not talking personally here, but a lot of people don't talk about her, and she's still hated as a figure to this day. Cristo?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. MI0 at Tango Lima, Germany, Delta Japan 9, United Norway, operated by LX1 UN. I know what you mean exactly. Well, it was not a very nice time, you know, when I was there in Wales, because it was, there had been a lot of minor strikes, you know, and I remember we held off tools from the plant because it was a prototype plant and it was producing, but we still had manpower there to make repairs when something failed and so on. And during the night, we had some people coming and stealing the briquettes for heating their house. Imagine, police came. And also remember one day I went to Bremen or Aberdeen. There was Bremen was it? And I went there to buy some sandwiches. And I didn't have small money, you know. I put a 50-pound note there. The woman in the shop was looking at me. He was saying, "I'm sorry, I have to go to the bank to see such a banknote." So I was ashamed. So it was really a bad time. I think it was 86, 87 or something like. Yeah, must be like this. It was really very bad there at that time, and well, people were not very lucky. I don't know the situation today. in that area, but there was a lot of movements and the minor strikes, and you know what I mean. Yeah, at that time I wasn't a radio amateur, so I made my license early 90s. But yeah. Anyhow, I think I didn't have the time to make radio because I was so busy with a job, and afterwards I was living in many countries. So if you see on my website, I have many call signs. Okay, William, great pleasure, but now we will finish. We're going to look what my best half, my wife, is doing, and I think then I will shortly make then a QSY on 2 meter, but 2 meter horizontal. MI0 Tango Lima Golf DJ9UN operated by LX1UN.
Yeah, okay, Alan, lovely, a pleasure. Half of Wales and the UK coalfields will be listening here tonight, and they're scratching down and listening to some of the names of such what that you'd said there tonight. And yet, we understand that you set up a batching plant or a plant just to try out an experimental, and when you finish with it, you dispose of it. But, Liam, you've mentioned such names there tonight. It's incredible. 86, that was the time, in around that was all going on, so I listened to you, and you got quite a few of those mining towns, and mines absolutely incredibly correct in your pronunciation. Incredible. So, Elaine, a lot of the guys will be listening out to you the next time, because you know what? Under the 50-year rule or the 40-year rule, which we're now on, you can talk openly about that, and they'll want to try and pick your brains the next time you're on. So they'll all remember your Delta Juliet 9 United November. But Elaine, listen, seriously, it's been a pleasure, and it's been something else. You asked me about coal. We've been in the coal business here from 1926. My grandfather started this, and we worked with Calwoods and a few other places. But the coal come over in the Kelly boats, and it all come from the UK. And all those mines, and Welsh mines, and Northumberland, and all the different areas. Deep mine coal, it went. And then, of course, problems started, and well, it just all went downhill since then. And that's it. We have cleaner now, and but it was a way of life. And that's the problem. It was a way of life. You just weren't doing away with an industry. It was a way of life. Good night, God bless, Elaine. It's been a pleasure. DJ9 United November MI0 TLT. Bye-bye, Elaine. Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, okay, great pleasure. I could continue now, but I would leave that, William, to the next time, because I have a great other, I will not say story because it's truth. What happened with the prototype plant in Aachen, near Cologne, which was the plant which gives the initiation to build the production plant in Wales. And this plant burned. But this is for the next time. 73, great pleasure. Good night. Bye-bye.
73, Elaine, and I'm sure after that nobody wants to talk to me. Good night, God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
QRZ calling CQ40. This is Mike, Italy 0, Tango Lima Golf. Mike, Italy 0, Tango Lima, Germany, calling CQ on 40 listening. Oscar November 7, Kilo Lima. There's a couple of stays there, and I didn't get any out there, so try again. This is Mike, Italy 0, Tango Lima Golf. Oscar, November 7, Kilo Lima. Oscar, November 7, Kilo Lima. Yeah, we got that one. Absolutely fantastic. Really rattling in here. Oscar, November 7, Kilo Lima, I think it is. This is Mike, Italy 0, Tango Lima Golf. The operator name here is William or Bill. Location here is the city of Lisburn. We're in County Antrim in Northern Ireland. So on the next over, I will give you a signal and audio report. I think it's Ludo. Lovely to get you in there from Belgium this evening. Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima, Mike Italy 0, Tango Lima Golf. How copy?
Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima returning. Good evening, William or Bill. What you say, my name is indeed Ludo, and you're quite strong tonight here in Belgium. Your signal report, you're 5.9 plus 10 dB. Sometimes you're peaking over that. A little bit USB, but very loud and very pleasant to listen to your audio. We had a contact in 2016, if my log is correct, also on 40-meter band. And we have found they got each other again on this band again. So, no, it is almost 10 years ago, 9 years. So, there you go. We have another contact. I was listening into your last QSO with DJ9UN. No, was it UN? I believe it was. But before you were talking to Cole, you were talking about microphones, and that was quite interesting. Because I heard the switching and I find this one sounds the best, William. Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 7, Kilo Lima.
Yeah. Okay, now, Ludo. Yeah, well, this one sounds good because I have it set up for the radio. The other one I plugged in, but I would need to set it up. It's each microphone that I have, I need to, you just don't plug and play. So you need to set them up. That particular one I put up was the M/1. If I took it down and switched offline and put it to a dummy load, put TX mono on it and done about 10 minutes play with it and then brought it up back up onto the radio, it would sound fantastic. That's the way it is and that's the way it goes. Anyway, Ludo, you're coming back here 5.9 plus 10, peaking 15 over, sounding real good. And yes, you're right. We spoke on the 2nd of the 7th, 2016, on 7.177. And I think if you check your records, that should be correct. But sounding good here tonight, so that's the main thing. And lovely to get you in there from Belgium. Oscar November 7, Kilo Lima. MI0TLC. Back to you, Ludo. Hard copy.
Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 7, Kilo Lima Tango. Oh, copy that, William. Yes, indeed, the log is correct. But I don't have my reading glasses on, so I have to stick with my eyes to see what I have done there. But nevertheless, this is correct. So there you go. Yeah, the station is completely changed here since 2016. I have now a Yaesu FT7 110, and the amplifier is still the same. It's Electronics one-tube amplifier, a 3-500 Zulu Golf. iMac tube is in there. Antenna is quite the same, but the microphone is a British microphone, a Sontronics, a podcast microphone. It's a dynamic one. It's a 600 ohm impedance. And it matches up pretty nicely on this radio. There's nothing in between there, only audio setup and the radio. So I had to fiddle a lot with it because we have parametric equalizer, and if you understand the parametric equalizer, it's quite easy, but if you have to learn it, you have to start from scratch. Then you have to fiddle a lot with the settings to get it right. And I was recording myself on a web NVR with a wide receiver opening, wide band receiver, so I could hear everything with my headphones on. So this is what I get from it. I'm pretty happy with it. My daughter has young ears, and she said, "Dad, it sounds just like you." So if she says it's okay, then I'm going to let it stand as its way. So what do you think about it, William? Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 7, Kilo Lima.
Yeah, you sound good, Ludo. Don't you worry about that. Everybody beats themselves up over audio. I watch meters, and I do love meters. And I always check out your compression, your ALC. And if you're within your compounds, you will not go wrong. Once you go over that, then you bring in distortion. I don't need to tell you this. You know all this, Ludo. So So the beauty about all is do not overdrive. Once you overdrive, you sound not so good. So there we go, but you sound good. Absolutely 100% there tonight into near Belfast. I'm running the FTDX 5000 MP. We've changed the things a lot from the last time we were speaking in 2016. Running a big, large loop antenna. It's 1,265 feet long. It's a quarter of a mile long, Ludo. It's 48 feet in the air. We feed it with a 4-to-1 current balance. Stick coax into a Polestar HF auto tuner. So that's the story. That's what I'm using. I have a lot of other equipment here in the shack tonight, but that's what we're using. The microphone is by Electrovoice. It's an RE 27 November Delta. So that's it, and WX here. Well, we've had great weather. We've had a wonderful summer. It's a long time from we've had summer, but the haws and the hedges and the stuff that's going on here with the wildlife tells us that, we think that there's going to be a real severe bad winter. The last bad winter we had was 2010. And we've had bumper harvest where we are, and Mother Nature always tells you, when that happens, you have a real severe winter. So we're buttoned down. We have a few ponies and horses and such what here, and a wee business that we have, and we have the barns full of straw, hay, haylage, and all sorts, and we're ready for the winter. So whatever throws us at it, hopefully we're able to survive it. Oscar November 7, Kilo Lima, Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf.
Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 7, Kilo Lima returning. Well, William, if that's true with the winter, I hope we get some too, because I'm not quite fond of hot weather. I'm more the northern guy. I like the 20 degrees. That's okay. But we had 34, 36 degrees. Then I'm counted out like a boxer that is counted 10 times, then down and he's out. That's what I feel like then with 34 degrees. 20. It's now 20 degrees, and I feel good again. I go walking with my dogs. A whole long walk every day, so good for my legs. I'm 62 and I'm retired, but I had some real issues with my health. But enough of that. It's all gone now, and I'm working on it. You were working with a loop antenna. You're fond of it, the antenna. I work with a loop antenna, delta loop, a vertical polarized delta loop antenna from 40 to 10 meters, and I feed it with a 1.2.5 balance. So it came with the package, it came with the kit, so I've prepared it. And today I was tweaking the SWR with making it a little bit shorter, so I get the better SWR on the higher band. So, but your loop is doing a fantastic job. Your last hour, William, you won 9 plus 20 dB. Very pleasant to listen to. Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 7, Kilo Lima.
Yeah, okay, that, 100%, Ludo. You said that you're now retired. What is your retirement age in Belgium, Cristo?
Well, they just bring it up to 67. But I was early started in the Air Force, so I had the privilege to go early, William.
Yeah, you're very lucky because they brought it up here to 67 also. And the government is now talking about stealing another 3 years of us, Cristo.
Well, that's completely mad. If you have to work to 70, well, I think 60 to 70% of the people won't reach that age.
Yeah, it is mad. Yeah, I don't know what's going on at the moment in this world. It is crazy, Ludo. It is crazy. I thought by the time I was 60, I would be thinking about rolling down, and now I'm talking about 2 more years, and then they're talking about another 3 years. And it shows you what sort of blooming mess this world is in. It's mad, absolute mad. We've head into a situation and we've paid a lot of money. And you know, there's only one way of saying this, Ludo. They're stealing our money. Can you understand that, so?
I totally agree with you, William. I totally agree with you. Well, we have to pay for the war, you know, and I don't like war. I was in the Air Force. I have seen what weapons can do, and I don't like it. So, there you go. I think they better talk for peace. They better talk for peace. That's my opinion. But nevertheless, they don't listen to the people. They're just stealing your life and your money. Not only your money, William. They're stealing 7 years of your life. Can you imagine what you can do in 7 years when you're on pension, William?
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. It's mad. It's mad. Yeah, we wonder. We've had a lot of troubles in this country here in Northern Ireland down through the years, and we've had issues, but we've come out of it, and now all of a sudden they want to steal our pensions and what we've paid in for all these years. It's mental. Absolutely mental. Okay, Ludo, I'm going to wait to 7-3. Just going to take a couple more calls. Lovely to get you in there from Belgium there tonight. I'll wish you good night. God bless. 7-3. Have a wonderful weekend, and let's hope we talk again real soon. Oscar, November 7, Kilo Lima, MI0 TLG, back for a final.
Mike, India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar, November 7, Kilo Lima returning. All copy that, William. Yeah, fine signal you have. 9+20, very fine signal. Yeah, it was a nice talk to you again. So hopefully it won't last for another 9 years. Probably not. I'm quite active lately, more in the evening hours, and I think you also in the evening hours. I heard you were not that active in week times because you still have your business to run, but nevertheless, we will find together again, William, and we talk some more. Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, 73s, and thank you for the nice contact from Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima. Have a nice weekend, William.
73, and you never know. When we're all 90, you could still be talking to you and me. I was still running my business because my government will keep changing the goalposts and I'll still be working, Ludo. Good night, God bless. Bye-bye.
Okay, hopefully you can do it. Bye-bye.
Bring back Maggie Thatcher. Right, the call sign for Maggie there. Go ahead. Echo India.
Bring back Maggie. That's what we want.
Yeah, no, but give us your call sign.
Oscar Hotel 6, Victor Delta Alpha.
No, I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, QRZ calling CQ. This is Mike, Italy 0, Tango Lima Golf, calling CQ on 40.
Oscar November 8, Echo India, over. Oscar November
yeah, that's a call sign from the island of Ireland. And I know we've talked before, but I'll have to get you up here. The old age is catching up regardless, and even though the government says I can work to near 100, I need my computer, so there we go. Anyway, I do know that, boys. I apologize. John, lovely to get you in there this evening. Operator name here is Bill or William. Location is the city of Lisburn in County Antrim. But I do detect an early stung there. Oscar November 8 Echo India MI0 TLG.
Yeah, Roger. Very good evening to you, Bill, and thank you very much for picking me up. Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 8 Echo India. At the moment you're 15 over, but at one stage you went up to 20 over 9. So nice to hear you, and well, I can see you were talking about the cold winter. That'll be good for the business that you're in, Bill, over.
Yeah, it will, John, if it comes. And I'm only running out on Mother Nature. And, you know, we've had an incredible summer here, John. It has been good. It's been a mixed bag. You know, if you make hay, if you make straw, yeah, you had sunshine, you had a wee bit of rain to keep things rolling up, and then you had more sun. It's what they call a real good summer. We've had a mixed bag of everything, but I'm going by what we have and what I'm watching with Mother Nature. And the last time we had a bad winter was 2010. and it was bad. It was cold. And I do think, I may be wrong, but watching everything that's going on around, you know, my old men's ties there, that we could be in for a colder winter. Put it that way, John. Hear so?
Yeah, Roger on that. Well, you know, no harm, because a good cold winter kills a lot of the vermin. And I remember that winter of 2010, and we went over to Echo India. The kiddies were quite young at the time. They're now all grown up. But we went over, and yeah, it was quite cold, and it was amazing to see, you know, snow in Dublin. So that's the situation there. Bill, just to tell you, the radio is a Hermes Light. Power at the moment is probably about 450 watts, and the antenna is a double bazooka, and the apex is about 11 meters above the ground. One leg is flatlined, it goes out to a tree, and the other one drops down to about 4 meters above the ground. So that's the station on this side, Bill, over.
Yep. John, I have to tell you that you're coming in here 5, 9 plus 15. Your audio is absolutely 100%. Don't touch nothing cracking at Hermes Light. I talked about that earlier on, Hermes Light. That's one of the SDRs that I popped in. They sound good. And I looked into them, but John, I love twiddling knobs and all that stuff. I don't know what I sound to you tonight, but if I sound as good as you are, that's good to me. You sound 100%, and I mean that truthfully. You're double bazooka. What a good antenna. Absolutely. I've had those in the past. Do they work? Absolutely they work. And absolutely going here tonight. You know what I'm using? I'm running this big loop antenna. I'm running a kilowatt here tonight, and I'm running it from the FTDX 5000. And we were talking about the weather. Yeah, the weather has been fantastic summer. It's been bits and pieces of this, not the other, but it's been good. We're all into ponies and horses and that, John. And the whole family was down there, a good bit of them was down there last weekend in Dublin too, Paul's Bridge. And they had a fantastic time down there at the Dublin Horse Show. And mad. They all tried to get it going here last night and watch the Agacan. That's the one on Sunday. They had to leave. The girl that my wife was down with hadn't been well the last couple of years, and she had got chemo and such like. And on the Sunday night, the thing they went to, and they loved watching, she took not well and had to come home early. So we're trying to look it up last night on the digital and all this stuff, and they watched a bit of it. And but we couldn't get it up on. It was all this stuff now is in RTE. What is they call it? It's I can't remember. It's digital stuff. Way beyond me. The younger generation come in last night and they tried to get it up. They could do it through their phone, but they couldn't do it through the TV. And when they watched, they said that you needed a Samsung TV and all this stuff, and LG. Oh, you know, you're just trying to watch a playback of something happened last Sunday, and they make it very difficult, even in these days where everything is supposed to be simple. John, yeah, you could go mad. Oscar November 8, Echo India, MI0TLG. Good evening.
Yeah, Roger. Well, first of all, I hope that lady improves. I'm sorry to hear about that. And happy memories of Eddie Macken. I wonder if you remember Eddie Macken. And I remember my uncle and auntie who lived in Castleknock. They had horses, and they loved the horse show as well. So I think if you want to watch it on the RT player, I'm surprised that you can't hear it and see it on your on the computer. But maybe it's something like geo-blocked. But well, of course, if you had. Yeah, well, you want to talk to the young people about it, a VPN, then you could watch it. So that VPN, it just gives the person who's sending out that stream the impression you're in Echo India itself. But I'm surprised it's not going to Northern Ireland. Anyway, that's about it, Bill. I did hear other stations calling you. So listen, the next time I hear you, maybe it'll be on 80 meters, and we can pick it up. So I wish you a pleasant evening. It was a cool day today. It was up to about 18 degrees. But I see I just got a message in. It's going to get warmer again. But no problem. We deal with what we get. So put it back to you, Bill, for a final. You're sounding great. And just one final thing. If you wanted a radio with meters on this radio, if you want, you could have probably about 30 or 40 meters. But I just keep it simple. I'm just looking at it now. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 meters in situ. But you can turn them on or turn them off, whatever you like. So back she goes to your final. But you're sounding great. And I wish you a pleasant evening in the outskirts of Lisburn. So Mike India 0 Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 8 Echo India. Bye-bye from Belgium, Bill, over.
Yeah, a wee quick one, John, just before you go. Yeah, RT player, yes, they got that up, but they didn't know how to do it. It was very confusing. They couldn't. They tried everything to get that RT player on our own computer. My wife could get it, but we had a Samsung TV, which they said we would be able to do that. We tried everything and we couldn't bring that in from the computer, unfortunately. Eddie Mackin, John, that's an interesting one. My wife's cousin was working, tried to set up film crews there. Eddie Mackin, I just wonder if you know, but I remember a few years ago, he retired to Canada, and they tried to do an interview with him. And they tried to get a few pounds together for to go in and get a film crew, and they actually had got in and made the film. John, here's the story. My wife's cousin was involved in that. They got in with the film crew. He was somewhere involved in that. And they actually got in and talked to Eddie Mackin, and Eddie Mackin had retired into Canada. I'm not sure if you're aware of that or not. And they've done an interview with him, but they're trying to raise money to go some way to sell it to the like of RTE or BBC, an in-depth interview with him and down through his life. It never materialized, but I did see the actual film that they'd made of him, interviewed him and all, when I was in Canada. Are you aware of that, John Cristo?
Negative, no, and good to hear that he's still in the land of the living, over.
Yeah, but listen, the problem is, that could have been maybe 12 years ago, Cristo.
Yeah, Roger, I wasn't aware of that, but I presume who knows? Is he still with us, over?
I'm not sure, I'll have to be careful. But what I can say was, he had retired, and he was not in Ireland, he was in Canada at that stage, Cristo.
Yeah, Roger. Well, anyway, no matter what, like I'm here in Belgium, and there's Irish people all over the world. But no, he was a great hero of mine. Over.
He was a good lad. He knew all about horses. Eddie Mackin. Yeah. Look, John, you're showing your age just like me. The younger generation now probably wouldn't know. That's history. You can do nothing about that. And many of the time when I switch around and you think about, I'm talking about things that happened years ago. The younger generation sit and listen, and I think they know all about it. They don't. They haven't a clue. John, good night, God bless. Have a good one. It's been an absolute pleasure. Oscar November 8 Echo India MI 0TLG.
Yeah, Roger, on that, Bill, but just one final thing. I've just had a look on Wikipedia, and I've got good news for you. One, he's still with us. Two, he's 75. And of course, three,
he's originally from Granard, where there used to be a great radio operator from Granard, and that was 8 EI8 Henry, Echo India 8 Hotel Pat, over.
Yeah, does it say where he's retired? Where's he living?
I don't see that now. It says there's quite a bit about it, but anyway, if you have a look, if you just give in his name, you'll find all about it. I'm just going through it now, but there's lots of the documentary, and they're talking about the documentary. Yeah, I think one of them was called Eddie Mackin and Boomerang, over.
Yeah, Boomerang. Listen, you could, Harvey Smith and all the rest of David Broom and Eddie Mackin. Yeah, that was the era, and they always talked about build a wall, get it up higher. You know the big wall, put it up higher, you know?
Yeah, Roger, I remember that anyway, but I was in there a few times. I'm still just going through it, and of course they also they used to come over to not so far away from me, Bill Arkin, over.
Yeah, well, but I tell you one thing, John. You see down there at Ball's Bridge, my wife, there's years and years, her friends and all that. They go to it's the Royal Court Hotel, and in Dunleary, I think that's where it is, and they get the wee dart right round to Ball's Bridge each year. They have a wonderful time down there, and they spend a whole weekend to there, and they wait till the last horse was over the last fence, you know?
Yeah, Roger, well that's the Royal Marine Hotel in Dunleary, and I grew up some of my life about a mile away from there, over.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I've been down there. Quite a few famous people like Lauren Hardy and Michael Collins and a few other guys used to stay down there, you know?
Yeah, Roger, yeah. I've seen the photos, and one I've just been reading through. Yeah, he moved to Canada in the early 2000s, over.
Yeah, that's the time I was going over there. Yeah, the last time I was over there was 2007, I think 2008. I've had health problems, John, and I can't travel long haul anymore. I used to go every year. My wife and his family, and we have had friends over there, right over on the west coast, and a lot of them would be, some of them would love to be and still is involved in the film industry, and that's how I come about to know that. And I was over there into Vancouver and Vancouver Island, and I was approached, and at one stage they approached me to put some money up because I was a businessman, but I didn't want to get involved in that because the particular person that was involved in it, he was a dreamer, you know? What do you think?
Yeah, well, there's nothing worse than the Walter Mitty type person in business. Okay, I'll just say one more thing about I've been over to Vancouver, and I've been over to Vancouver Island, which is lovely. But I wonder, have you ever been up to the top, to Port Hardy, over?
Negative. Port Hardy, yeah, that's where you go into if you're heading for the ice fields and such what. No, I haven't been. Always intended to go there, would love to went over to the ice fields, going right down there for a few days, but right into where you get all the icebergs and all sorts, but no. My health didn't hold out for that. I had intended, me and my friend had intended to go over there and to do that. What could I say? We were in Stanley Park, and we went over to Vancouver, through the Gulf Islands, into is it Tawasin Ferry we went over on, and right over into Victoria. We had the Empress Hotel, the Inner Harbour, Dallas Road, Tofino, and right up through Vancouver. And it's an incredible place. John, it's heaven on earth, you know?
Yeah, it certainly is. And just one final thing. You know, we could we could talk for the night. But just one final, if I may. So I got the ferry to from Port Hardy, and then got over to back onto the mainland. Went to a place called Kamloops, and from Kamloops I hitched all the way to Anchorage. Over.
Oh wow, Anchorage. That's down. That's incredible. That's I think now maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe I'm totally wrong on this. Anchorage, you're heading right out to where them guys that were that general direction there, maybe I'm wrong on this. Russian guy and the American president was Anchorage, and right down that general direction. Now let me think. There's something else that comes into my head here. Can I remember? Anyway, yes, Butchert Gardens. Did you ever go to Butchert Gardens, John?
Yeah, where's that, over?
That's in Vancouver Island, the famous Butchert Gardens.
Negative, no, I didn't get to there, but you can't do everything, over.
There used to be a ferry went out of Vancouver Island. What does they call it? The cohort. It went from Victoria every morning right over to Seattle, Cristo.
Yeah, Roger, I don't know if you ever heard the joke, I went to Seattle, but she wasn't there, over.
Yeah. You know what? The friend that I stayed with, John, he had a place on Dallas Road, and we used to sit in his apartment, and the wee planes, the seaplanes, flew in and touched down and took off, and he called it the Summer Symphony. They had a certain tone or music to it, and they had a drone. The wee planes, you know, the wee seaplanes, Cristo?
Yeah, Roger, yeah, well, of course, they have them in Shannon as well, over.
Yeah, well, they do have, probably, yeah. But right down on that Vancouver, see, right on the inner harbour, they would have flew down there and touched off. They were going every minute of the day, Cristo?
Yeah, I can well believe it, but you've got lots of great, happy memories, over.
Yeah. John, it's incredible, no doubt about that. I always would have loved to live there. They're friendly people, and what can I say? It was just lovely. Sometimes I would have said it was maybe false, but they were lovely people. They were lovely, lovely people. Would you hear this? I have to tell you this, John, okay? There was a place called Thrifty's. It was down in Vancouver Island. It's just like Tesco, Sainsbury's, Thrifty's. And the next thing was the people that I was staying with, we went down to our shopping, and Paul said to me, here's the butcher who looks after me every morning, and he's a real nice guy, and we had beautiful steaks and brought them up, and we ate them and all the rest of it. And I looked up Thrifty's, and I said, if you had a good experience in Thrifty's, feel free to, put a wee thing in. So when I went home to Northern Ireland, I looked up Thrifty's, and I said I had a great experience, and I mentioned the guy on the butcher counter. I think it was Alfie or something. I said, Alfie looked after me. I'm from Northern Ireland. My name is William, and I will tell all my friends I had a great experience in Thrifty's, and Alfie was a great butcher, really looked after me, blah, blah, blah. That was fine. About 3 weeks later, my friend, I'm going back a few years, John, my friend Paul rang me one night. He says, did you send a thing called an email? I said, yes. He says there's hell to play over in Thrifty's this morning. And I says, what? He said, I went down this morning, and he says, everybody was saying to me, did you see what Alfie got? And Paul says, no, I don't know. What are you talking about? He says, well, he says, we got an email from Ireland, and he said, they said Alfie actually served a guy from Ireland. And he mentioned Alfie, he said he was a great guy, a great butcher, and said he was 100%. And he said, there's a thing called a WA badge on the notice board. Alfie got a WA badge. And he says, in about 10 years, nobody had ever got a WA badge, but Alfie got one. What do you think of that, John? And I was the instigator of that.
Yeah, Roger, yeah, that sounds amazing. I think, is it the name of that place? I'm just looking at it, possibly. Is it called Thrifty Foods, over?
Yeah, Thrifty Foods. I think it's in St. James's Bay. St. James's Bay, you know?
Yeah, I can see it. I've just clicked on it now, over.
Yeah, incredible. Now, he won't be there today. That's gone back a long time ago, but that was when that was all coming in, and everybody was going up to Alfie and saying, Alfie, oh gee, you got a WA badge, a WA badge. I keep our ones going back here in Ireland, and I told Jill about that, my wife, and different ones, and whenever they do something special, I keep them going. I just, oh, do you want a WA badge, Cristo?
Yeah, Roger. Well, hopefully Alfie maybe got an extra few shillings in his pay packet, over.
Yeah, but it was a big thing. This WA badge, I laughed at it. I thought it was funny, John, but, over there in Canada, it was a big thing. Nobody ever got a WA badge, but that was a new thing. That was something else, and that's the way it is. But, yeah, as you say, great memories, John, Cristo.
Yeah, Roger, and here's another thing. I've just clicked on the website of Thrifty Foods, and I don't know about Northern Ireland, but from Belgium, access denied, over.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, it was one of the loveliest places that you could get food, and you know what, the fresh food, the day before it was probably in California, all brought into Thrifties, and you know what, not like Northern Ireland, but most of that stuff had a shelf life that you wouldn't believe. It's mad, John, too, but I remember one year I went over, I spent 2 weeks with my cousins, or Jill's cousins, and there was milk in the fridge, and I think it came in from California. And I looked at the date when I was leaving. I've been there for 2 weeks, and I said, that needs to be threw out. And I said, that's 2 weeks old. Oh, no, we get it. He says, why? I said, well, that's all preservatives. That will keep. But, John, that can't be healthy, so.
Yeah, well, that's the way the milk here, we only buy long life. So it can, I don't know, I haven't looked at the recent date, but you could get 3 months or maybe 6 months of it. But I won't repeat what you said, but I think the stuff coming from the south, I think that's not so welcome anymore, over.
I'm not picking up what you I don't understand what you're talking about, John. Cristo?
Yeah, Roger, okay, let's say south of Vancouver, over.
Still not with you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, well, there's been a change in the import-export. How does that get you, over?
Oh, okay, yeah. No, sorry, yes. That's going back a long time, yeah. That's all mad. And, will you hear this, John? And I'm going back now 15, 20 years ago. 15 years ago, okay? And I remember heading up Tofino, you know where Tofino, going right up. We went right up the island. And there was a guy who drove us up there. And the first time I was ever in Vancouver, in Canada, in Vancouver. And I drove up, and I remember for miles and miles, and I'd seen forests. And there was big fences, and there was all this machinery, and it was rusted, and it was just sitting. And this went for miles and miles and miles. There was nobody about. Everywhere was shut. Remember saying to Paul, remember saying the other guy was there, I said, what is that? Oh, it's the logging. And they said, well, are they shut today? And they said, oh no, they're not shut. Now, I'm going back 20 years ago, John, at least, right? And they said, no, America put 25%, what's they call the hell your man's putting on there at the moment, 25% basically tax. And it says overnight, that industry was just white, just like that. Miles and miles, just shut, end of story. And what they used to do, they used to drop the logs, and they would have floated them from from Canada into America. And that industry overnight, because of tariffs, that was 25% tariffs was put on overnight, and it just wiped that industry out. That was 25 years ago, ever before Trump was ever telling. But yeah, John, that has a big impact on everybody and every single business. You know, and I remember back then, I thought to myself, are these guys and all this? No, that won't be open again. All sitting rotten. Kiss on.
Yeah, Roger, well, maybe there's going to be changes. But anyway, that's a subject that we should meet for a, I don't know what your tipple is. Is it a cup of coffee? Is it a cup of tea? Or something stronger? But anyway, you know, you're sounding great, and the good thing is you've got lots of happy memories. And I was lucky. I did lots of things when I was young, over.
Yeah. Well, I would like to do a lot of more things. I done things like fishing and shooting and all that sort of stuff. And you know, John, I have a lot of regrets. I done a lot of pigeon shooting and pheasant shooting, and I have stuff sitting here tonight, and I'm just going to hand them on. See, when you get older, you can't put balls on fishing. Same, my eyesight now, obviously can't. I used to do sea fishing and also freshwater fishing and flies and all that sort of stuff. But my eyes, I couldn't see. Used to love all that, and it was good. And when I was at it was brilliant. See, now I wouldn't be interested at all. You know, when you get older, you do change. I don't care what anybody says, you do change. And I have no interest in anything. Obviously, for taking the life of a bird of any description, I wouldn't. You know what I do now, John? Isn't it incredible? I feed them. The blooming things that I used to maybe take a crack at, I now feed them and encourage them in and love them. My friend John in Canada, I used to go on, and he used to work in social work. And I stayed with him for a week or so when I was in Canada. And he used to have this thing, he said, feed my sheep. I said, Paul, what do you mean? He says, you feed the people. He says, when I die, he says, when I meet them on a boat, what did you do, sir? He says, I fed my sheep. And you know what Paul used to do every morning, John? We used to walk down the main drag into Vancouver Island, right down into the main street. Paul used to disappear for about maybe 20 minutes into the kitchen. This is true. And when we walked down into the main drag, those guys sitting in the street. They had nothing. Why I knew Paul was genuine, they used to say, hi, Paul. And Paul said, he would have said, what sort of a day have you having? And they would have said, Paul, not so good. And Paul used to put his hand in his pocket, and he pulled out tin foil and opened it up and give them something to eat. And Paul used to say, feed my sheep. He fed them. He fed anybody in the whole way down. They all knew him, and I knew he was genuine, because they all knew his name and they knew his best. And I used to say, Paul, these guys maybe, need it. If you give them money, they'll go to the off license, just buy, give them food, they'll have some. They all knew him. Don't you? Feed my sheep, John, Cristo.
Yeah, Roger. Well, he sounded like a very good person. So hopefully, when he, I don't know, has he met his maker yet? But regardless, he'll have a space up above. But MI0TLG ON80I. We'll have to talk in the winter time on 80, Bill. Over.
Yeah, okay, now John, and yes, Paul's past. He was a gentleman, and he will be up there. He'll be chatting away. He'll be telling them what all to do. And yes, yeah, on 80, yeah, I'll be on a few of the places there. On a Saturday night, I'll also be on different places. Listen, John, I know you probably need to go there, but listen, it's been a pleasure. I will need to disappear here very soon myself. But I've enjoyed the chat there tonight, and also Vancouver and Canada and all the different places. John, can I tell you, the only place I've never was Toronto. I was always over in the West Coast. Were you ever in Toronto? Where all that stuff goes on, Cristo?
Yes, I was, and Ottawa and Montreal and all those places. But I have one question back to, about Canada. And did you ever make it to Banff? Over?
Negative. No. Now, you're talking about skiing part of the country there. I have a good friend, Rodney. He used to fly out there every year. He was into skiing. He went to Banff, and he knew all those places like the back of his hand. But no, that's in around that region. And but he used to go to Banff. Never went to Banff. But that's not too far from where I was there. And really, but that's skiing territory. Will you go there, John, yourself, Cristo?
Negative. No, I didn't want to get into the skiing because I had even though I was quite young, I think I was 20 or 21 at the time. But I knew, and this was a 2-year traveling around the world experience. I knew that if I, for example, broke my leg because of the skiing, that would kind of, as we would say and you would say, that would banjax the trip. Over.
It sure would, John. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Yeah. It's amazing, John. I think maybe their population is now up to 40 million. Whenever I was over there, it was about 32 million. But it's the second biggest country in the world. And yet all the very little of a population, Cristo.
Yeah, Roger. Well, most of them are on the East Coast or on the West Coast. But I think I have a nephew who lives on the West Coast. I think the West Coast for the weather is possibly better. It can get, this gets quite cold, especially on the East Coast. And then, of course, in the summer it becomes very humid. But it is a very nice place and very happy memories. Well, just one final, Bill. Do you ever transmit on the Sligo repeater? Over.
I don't know if I ever did or not. Because this thing up here very, very. I think I have in the past. That's to be truthful. Tell you what, John. A few years ago we used to have a great thing going here, and I can't remember. There was a guy called Tony, worked the IRTS. Listen. I ended up with my when I done my exam. I went to Comrade offices down in Dublin. And I ended up, my Irish call sign is Echo India 4 Hotel Papa Bravo. And then I got the MI's hotel here. So that's just the way that is, I'm telling you. So I went and done it down in the Comrade offices. They still do it down there, and I think they do a few other places as well, right across Ireland. What was the original question you asked me? What was the question you asked me there again? Sorry, John.
Yeah, about the Sligo repeater. Had you ever made any contact, or are you ever on the Southern Irish Repeater group? Over.
Yeah, look, I can access a lot of the down here where I am. I'm about, 230 feet above sea level, and the antenna up quite a bit. It's a dock repeater, and there's it's what we can open it just like that, and quite a few other ones. What else can we say? I'll tell you what I do have here, John. Right, on a Sunday night, I can swing. I have a big beam here. It's 33-foot boom. It's vertical, horizontal. I go.
Спасибо вам, 59722. Спасибо, Сергей 52, Василий. Сергей 52, Василий. Сергей 52, Василий, участником. Сергей 52, Василий. Сергей 52, Василий, участником. Радио Галина 7 Мария. Радио Галина 7 Мария. Спасибо вам, 59723. 723. Василий Василий. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Юлиана, более 6, Ургана, Федора, спасибо вам, 5-9-7-2-4, ваш РДА? Спасибо, удачи вам, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий, участникам. Мария Дротпауэр. Радио Юлиана 1, Мария Дротпауэр, спасибо вам, 5-9-7-2-5. Спасибо, Сергей 5-2, Василий Василий. Сергей 5.
Bravo, Jim. Assez impressionnante pour qu'elle pour 25 milliwatts, quoi, 20-25 milliwatts, on peut arriver à faire plusieurs dizaines de kilomètres, c'est quand même pas mal, hein. Surtout sur du 868 MHz, c'est quand même élevé, voilà, on est en la bande du HS. Et donc le principe de ce truc c'est ça, hein, c'est de tisser un réseau, mais qui n'est pas en ligne, c'est off-grid, et en fait le principe de mèche plastique c'est que chaque petit boîtier donc reroute, toutes les trames sont reroutées les unes des autres, et c'est censé, le routage est sans cesse en train d'être recalculé par le réseau lui-même. C'est transparent, et c'est ce qui fait que c'est très résilient. Si par exemple quelqu'un coupe son nœud, et ben le mèche va trouver un nouveau passage pour faire.
Delta Alpha New, let's go into the Echo Delta.
Delta Alpha New, Oscar India Echo Lighthouse.
Banda 40 y empieza la escucha.
Alpha 3, what's Alpha, contact? CQ contact, Romeo Alpha 3, what's Alpha, contact?
Radio Mike for Hotel Zulu, Radio Mexico for Hotel Zulu, contest. Radio Mike for Hotel Zulu, contest.
Radio Mike for Hotel Zulu. Radio Mike for Hotel Zulu, contest. Роман Марич, 438.
Hilltown, Radio United 1 Mexico, so portable contest. Sure. Number 1. A few times the call, please. Four Zulu 1 Delta X-ray, Roger. Lima Zulu 1 Delta X-ray, Roger. Lima Zulu 1 Delta X-ray, what's my number? Negative, Radio United 1 Mexico, show portable contest. Lima Zulu, come and give you 30 weeks. Okay, Lima Zulu 1 Delta X-ray, what's my number?
Delta Mexico.
Again?
Delta Mexico.
Okay, Lima Zulu 1 Delta Mexico, okay, you're 59 Victor Oscar 13, Victor Oscar 13, what's my number? Again? Negative, I need the number a few times.
24.
Okay, 24. Thank you very much for your patience. We are very weak. Radio United 1 Mexico portable contest. Radio Тамара Дима, дробь ставя, 5-9, Жукольга 13. Спасибо. Radio United 1 Mexico portable contest. Radio Ульяна 1 Мария Брюпал, Radio Ульяна 1 Мария Брюпал, всем.
Люба, спасибо. 5-9, Жук Радио 37. Удачи вам. Роман Антон 3, Ольга Анна 7. Ромео Алфа 3, Онтарио, Америка. good 59%.
Good evening.
Thank you very much.
5920, casi rozando los 5920, con una modulación yo diría que perfecta, muy bien recibido por aquí, con la provincia de Murcia, concretamente en la ciudad de Sierra.
Thank you, 73.
Okay, thank you. Fuel DX, BA Japan, I4S, DX and Company. Only DX, please, not Europe. Only DX, not Europe. Thank you, gentlemen. I4S, DX, over. CQDX, CQ, CQDX, CQ, CQDX, Italy 4, Foxtrot, Denmark X-Ray, I4F, DX. Italy 4, Florida, Denmark X-Ray, calling DX and I. Japan, Germany 3, question mark again. Japan, Germany 3, Victor Whiskey, India, Italy 4, FDX. Good morning, dear friend. My name is Daniel. You're 5'8", over. Roger, now I copy 100%. Germany, Japan, Germany 3, Victor Whiskey, Japan, Italy I4 FDX. You're 5'8" picking. 73, just a moment. In the frequency, this is the main station from you. Sotto che tocca, avanti. Vado io. Japan, Germany 3, Victoria Whiskey, India, now Sun, nice to meet you. This is Italy, November 3, Alpha Charlie Queen. Your report is 5'9", Kirsten. Roger, now Sun, many thanks, beautiful report, you are 5'9" plus 5 in this moment. One moment, now Sun, go ahead, Filastro.
Roger, good morning to Japan, Guatemala 3, Victoria, Washington, India. This is Italy, Unifor 2, Sierra Kilo Charlie, Pilastro, North Italy, 5657 in North Italy. Roger, now San, over. Sierra Kilo Charlie, Sugar, Kilowatt Canada, Sugar, Kilowatt Canada. Now, thank you for the 5 and 9. You are a very gentleman. Now, I have many QRM and QSB this night. Okay, good morning. Now, San, arigato, sayonara. Japan, Germany 3, Victor Whiskey, India, Italy, Unifor 2, Sierra Kilo Charlie. Sayonara, arigato, now, San, over. One moment now, I have another Italian friend in frequency, standing by one moment now, go ahead Nicola, over.
No, questo è gli altri.
No, io lo sento male, andate voi.
E non hai della potenza, è inutile. Buonasera a tutti, sono Ennio, posso provare a collegare?
Dai.
Vai Ennio!
Sì, buonasera a tutti, grazie. Japan Golf 3, Vito Whiskey India. This is Italy Kilo 3 Lima Yankee Papa. Italy Kilo 3 Lima Yankee Papa. My name is Ennio. Echo Nancy Italy Oscar. Ennio. Your report is 10 dB overnight. 10 dB overnight. Result? you as well. Now some beautiful signal in northwest Italy, near Vicenza. Thank you very much, Nausan. Just moment, please. Grazie a tutti, prego. Ciao. Sorry? Good morning now. Japan Golf 3, Victor Whiskey India. This is Italy Uniform 3, Romeo India Echo Hotel. Yes, number 3, 1, 2, 3, number 3, now, Emily sorry, Sierra, Oscar, Romeo, India, November, and you are 5 and 9 with me now, back to you, Japan.
Seems like you're having about a fun day tonight, Michael. The weather's certainly very nice here.
Tuesday, this is Sophie as well. I'm going to believe it's pretty much what you see about, but I couldn't believe it. This is really slow for you today, too. You did real well there, Michael. It's nice to talk to you for the first time as well, so...
I'll just head around here for a final there for, I'm practically on the way out, but I couldn't resist that signal, so go ahead there, Michael.
Yeah, no problem with you there. Great to hear you there. Great to hear you. Super copy from you as well there. Absolutely 100%. And nice to hear you coming through there. Yeah, it's kind of getting duskish out here now. We're on anchor just off the harbour. And as I said, I'm using Starlink. Back to the base station there just to activate the base station. I have a backstay antenna as well here. I can work, but I'd be way down on power, on that. I haven't as much power from the boat's transmitter that would have from the home station. 72 Ian, thanks for the contact. Very best wishes, and we catch you soon again. 210, Juliet Alpha Golf. Echo India 0, Charlie Lima Sonic. Cheers, William. Thank you for hearing me, and best wishes. Enjoy the evening.
Most welcome, Michael. Very nice talking to you for the first time. I look forward to the next one. Enjoy yourself there. You seem to be well set up for the evening. Anyway, and have a nice weekend, and all the best. Have a safe, Michael. Cheers, mate.
2 a.m. 7-3.
This is Mike 7, okay, the Mike 7, Papa Lima Victor, that call sounds familiar. I think I might have worked you before. Echo India 0, Charlie Lima. Yeah, I am off the coast at the moment. I'm running remote from the boat there out of Danish Baffin Island. But you're a very good signal here. Not a problem at all. You're spot on frequency as well. Name is Michael, of course. And you are 5'9", Mike 7, Papa Lima Victor, EI 0, Charlie Lima.
Okay, Michael, yeah, you know what, it's funny, I've literally just come on, I am the radio set to 5 watts, so I've just turned it up a little bit now. I can only go 25, but it was on 5. Yeah, fantastic signal this afternoon, like I say, cruise guys here in the central UK. 5'9" over here, Michael, fantastic signal. Just reading the QR page now.
Yeah, all good. Great signal. And thanks for letting me in. I suppose the call was 5 watts. Very good. Oh, you're absolutely solid.
We're receiving it directly on the boat backstay antenna, but I'm transmitting back through my base station in Galway County via Starlink there. So there you go. I didn't get your name, but got everything else. And you're absolutely solid, 5'9", 100%. Radios at 7760, an ACOM linear, 5-element wire beam on 80 meters up at 75 feet. And I'm receiving you on the backstay of the boat's own antenna there, so that's what I'm doing. I can receive you as well directly from the station in Galway, but you're just as strong out here on the backstay. I checked it, as you are at the station on the land there, on the land-based station. So it's amazingly good signal for that sort of power there. And running 400 to 500 watts at least there on the remote there.
Yeah,
Yeah, your audio is superb, and the signal is just all the way up there all the time. You know, you're not dropping below 9. Fantastic signal. Name this way is Paul, running a Yaesu 950. It's interesting you corrected the guide you're on 714975, which is where I found you best when I was tuning you in before you met him. So I've not long had this radio, it is pretty much new, so it's good to know this thing's bang on frequency by the sounds of it. I'll let you carry on, Michael, get some more stations in. I was doing a bit of DXing last night, tried to get in as many as I could in an hour. So I'll let you carry on, thanks for letting me in, and I wish you good DX tonight.
Yes, okay, not a problem there, Paul. Very, very good indeed there. I'm glad you found me on this oddball section frequency. I know I'm a bit off the zero mark there, you know, but I found a nice spot with enough, if you like, space either side of the frequency to give me a chance to hear signals properly. And often that's the case. People tend to end up on even numbers like 149 or 150, but very, very often I just noticed I'm on 7149.76. I'm just going to move it back. Yeah, there's on 75 now. And I often find that it makes a hell of a difference to be prepared to split the frequencies down just a little bit more. 73 Paul, best wishes from Ireland, best wishes of the Atlantic coast here on the English Baffin Island. Catch you soon again. Mike 7, Papa Lima Victor, Echo India 0, Charlie Lima. I'm on the boat here, a maritime mobile but remote, from EI0C.
Yeah, all good on that, Michael. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, that's what the FO is for, isn't it? You can just tune up and down a little bit and try and get away from the QRM either side or something. All right, Michael, take it easy. 7-3s, take it easy. Bye.
Yeah, cheers, Paul. Cheers, best wishes. Bye-bye. The Gulf Whiskey 4, go ahead. Gulf Whiskey 4. I heard you there, old man, the Gulf Whiskey 4, I didn't get the rest of it, the Gulf Whiskey 4. Yeah, Gulf
Echo. And your Simon 9 plus 10 into Southeast Wales, the city of Newport. Microphone back to you for Golf Whiskey 8, Whiskey
Golf Bravo 8, Oscar Victor Juliet, EI3 CTB. Yeah, okay, I can do it. And no problems whatsoever.
Thank you. Clementis?
Super, again on Monday. So that's the setup here. So lovely signal, despite the splatter coming in on the side. EI3 CTB, Golf Bravo 8, Oscar Victor Juliet.
GBA Dole PJ, EI3 CTB.
Blackbird, 2 Echo 0 Sierra Sierra Papa. We need to my name is Victor. Victor is my name. Code Ubuti, 2 Echo 0 Sierra Sierra Papa. Radio Charlie 7 Kilo Yankee. Radio Charlie 7 Kilo Yankee. 2 Echo 0 Sierra Papa Papa. Good evening, Victor. I'm here, Maciek. Mike Alpha Charlie India Echo Kilo Maciek. Located on the northeast coast of England. Here for you. Okay. You're doing a nice job from the port of over.
Yeah, Roger, boss. Thanks very much for returning on the call. Echo India 3 Golf Romeo Bravo. Golf Papa Echo 1 Mike Echo Whiskey Portugal. I'm running 30 watts battery powered to the T5RV. Approximately 10 meters above ground between the trees, and it's a Fox Echo 857. It's a roll box. I just learned a couple of weeks ago that there's a light is not a manufacturer, but still it's running here. Well, lovely. Echo Yes, Echo, Romeo Bravo, Echo, find my dyno, so on my side. Echo 1, Mike Echo Whiskey, Echo, portable listening.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, good copy from your station. You are 5 and 9, sometimes a little bit more, but I'm putting in a lot of your long skip, in from Europe, but you're doing good, Renko. This side I'm on Hermes Light 2 here.
11.5 miles just southwest of Belfast in Northern Ireland, and I think it's Derek. We won't be so far from you. As the crow flies in Glasgow, Derek, it's not that far, but it's lovely to get a good run here. We were right up at the UK and all around there tonight, and lovely to get Glasgow in as well. So, Derek, on the next over, I'll give you a signal and audio report. As I say, the operator name here is Bill or William. Back to you. Mike 0 Kilo X-ray Victor from Mike. Italy 0 Tango Lima Golf. Derek, how copy?
Hi Bill, you're 5 and 9 plus 20 here. I'm just about 10 miles southwest of Glasgow in a village called Nailston. I'm running an FT710, roughly about 100 watts, into a compromised infed halfway over.
Well, it's 5-9 plus 15. Derek, no problem at all. Here, you're wall-to-wall, local station, but you're only over, as the crow flies, you're not that far away. I'm running an FTDX 5000 MP, running a big, large loop antenna. It's about a quarter of a mile long. We have old telegraph poles, Derek, and we stole them out over the field and put extensions on them, and we put a bit of wire on it, and that's what I'm talking to you on tonight. But the whole thing comes to about a quarter of a mile long, 1,265 feet to be precise, and about 48 feet in the air. We feed it with a 4-to-1 current balun, 6 coax into a PAL Star HF auto tuner, and we talk to the four corners of the world with it. Anyway, Derek, back it goes, yeah? And hopefully we're still holding up there. Mike 0 Kilo X-ray Victor from MI 0 TLG.
Hi Bill, you're still holding up. I'm kind of jealous of you. I'm not out of room to do it. I've got about a 50 metre garden here, but because of the trees I can't get too much up. But your audio is absolutely brilliant. I was just wondering how mine is, because I'm using a headset at the moment. I just got a cheap Cos SB40 with a dynamic element over.
Derek, it sounds 100%. I have no issues at all with it. It's really, really good. So don't touch anything. Come microphone, I'm actually working an Electro Voice RE27 November Delta, and that's the story in this end. WX here today has been fantastic. Very pleasurable. At the beginning of the week here, Derek, we had weather here. It was very, very hot, and it was hard to stick. You know, we're not far up north like yourselves. We shouldn't complain about it, but we were complaining it was hot. Tonight we sat, there was a bit of wind, lovely breeze, it was warm, and we had a barbecue. It was absolutely beautiful, Derek, yes, so?
Yeah, it was about 21 here today. It was up to about 28 during the week, and it was humid, muggy, and I don't like it, but some people like it so warm over.
Yeah, well, I don't. That's the problem. I don't, Derek. I don't like it too hot. We've had a great summer. I said some of the guys earlier on there tonight that what a wonderful summer we've had, and we've been very, very lucky for weather. It's been warm weather. We've had rain when it comes. It does the garden, seems you having to hose. And we've had cloudy and warm, and we have hot and warm. We've had it all. It's been good. It's been good. When we look at mainland Spain tonight and Greece, they're burning up big style, and there's a lot of damage has been done with fires and such, but thank God we didn't have that so this year so far, and it's getting on. The nights are drawing in here. You're getting the same in Glasgow. The nights are gone, they're fired. the end of, we're heading for just after the mid-August. We always find when it comes to the end of July, the nights are drawing in, and when it comes to this time, they really do draw in, and you think, oh, here we go, we're in for winter or autumn. And you know what? I don't know about you, Derek, but it seems that the winters are long and the summers are shorter. Is that correct?
Yeah, the winters are more mild, windy and wet. I can remember we used to get snowdrifts here 3-4 feet, but no longer over.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to make a prediction, and I'm only going by on the. I always go by what the shies and the stuff that's on the hedgerows and Mother Nature, and we've had a good summer. You know, the last bad winter, I mean severe winter we got was 2010. We had slight cold winters in 2013, but the biggest, severest winter was 2010, and it's now 15 years later. And we have had all sorts of growth. We've had big harvests. Derek, harvest has been busting up around here where we are in Northern Ireland. We've had a lot of barley, a lot of wheat, great hay, great straw, everything. And sometimes that's Mother Nature trying to tell you that we're in for a bad winter. And you know, this could happen this year. And my own personal opinion is, yes, we are going to have a severe winter. That's only my take, personally, and that's only going by what Mother Nature and I'm seeing around me. And I'm long enough to know Mother Nature has a way of telling you things. 7-3, Derek, great to talk to you from Glasgow. Let's hope we talk again real soon. Put it back to you for a final. Mike 0 Kilo X-ray Victor, MI 0 TLG for your final.
Aye, Bill, 2010 we were snowed in for almost a week. At the moment the hawthorn berries are coming out thick and fast, so you might be right. Okay, so MI0 TLG, this is Mike 0 Kilo X-ray Victor, over.
You okay? You nearly choked there. I'll have what you're having there, Derek. Good night, God bless. Bye-bye.
Absolutely.
Delta Japan 9, United November.
Yeah, we'll take a European station now. The Delta Japan 9. Delta Japan 9, would you like to repeat your call?
Delta Japan 9, United November. DJ 9 UN, if any copy, over.
Yeah, we have a good copy. I haven't got their signal report, but I will on the next over. Good evening to you. Lovely to get you in there. The operator name here is William or Bill, and the location is the city of Lisburn. We're in County Antrim in Northern Ireland. So on the next over, I'll give you a signal and audio report. I think it's Elaine. Elaine, lovely to get you in there tonight from Obermellen in Germany. Delta Juliet 9 United November MI 0 TLG. How copy?
Yeah, Roger William. Nice to hear your games quite a while ago. Last context going back to 24 in January on 80, and we had a few QSOs on 40 and 80 many years ago. Name is Alan. You have that from the QSL page, William. Your report is 10 to 15 over 9 here in west of Germany, near the Luxembourg and Belgium border. I'm running intensive as you after the X5000 MP, 200 watts into a trap vertical for 40 and 80. Always many radios on the ground, so nothing special. I wonder how you copy. The microphone is the T-Bone MD200 dynamic microphone, and nothing else in between. The microphone back to you. I wonder how you copy me. MI0 TLZ DJ9UN.
Yeah. Yes, and you sound good. Real good, Elaine. And I mean that. What a fantastic radio. And I'm glad that you gave me that report on your radio. It's incredible. It sounds good. If I sound as good as what you do, I'd be very, very happy. But it is a good They're a good radio. I have a lot of time for them. I have had this I bought it new, and I have talked to several people, Elaine, that has had them and sold them and bought other radios, and then they were sorry they sold them. And I just won't sell it. I just won't sell it. I will buy another radio, but I won't sell my 5000. I think they're a unique radio, and I think they're a very good radio. And audio-wise, they're incredible. You have incredible radio. By the way, your report is 5.9 plus 20. You peaked 5.9 plus 20, but your audio is Q5. So tonight on this one, I'm running here, Elaine. I'm running an FTEX 5000 like yourself. I'm running a microphone. It is Electro Voice. It's an RE27 November Delta. I'm running here a kilowatt here tonight, and from an ACOM 1500. I'm also running, my antenna is homebrew, a horizontal polarized loop antenna, and it's probably the same one as I was talking about the last time. It is 1/4 of a mile long. It is 1,265 feet long, and it is 48 feet in the air. And we feed it with a 4-to-1 current balance, a 6 coax into a Polestar HF auto tuner, Elan. WX here today has been absolutely fantastic. We had warm weather, real hot warm weather at the beginning of the week. Today it's been more bearable. It's been about 21, 22 degrees Celsius, a little wind, which makes it very, very pleasant. So that's the conditions, and congratulations for your 5000. It's sounding good. I wonder, I run mine at 4K, and I have to put my hands up. I just do. I just love it. It's there. It's in the secret, as they talk about. You can open it up, and I have to say I do that. Delta Juliet 9 United November MI 0 TLG.
Yeah. Okay, William. I'm MI0 TLG DJ 9 UN reaching. I know that two button you push, but I'm not at 4K, not TTBF. I'm at 2,900. I don't want to disturb maybe other people. I also made many tests and so on. But by the way, my microphone is only 27 euro microphone, so you know what I mean. I compared with the Hale, the 781, which is 10 times more expensive, and I couldn't find any big difference in between both radios, both microphones. And regarding the radio, you're right, I will never sell it. Even I will look if I can find a second one. Was even thinking to look for 9,000, very rare. I also have a 101 Delta. I not wanted the MP because there were a lot of problems with the external power supply built in the speaker. Also have an amplifier, which is I think a little bit bigger than yours, but not in service for the moment. It's there, but it's switched off. So I have a OM 2500 HF, 20 years old, with one valve. You know, the tube is a GU84 Baker. Already 20 years old. It's still 2.2K by driving 60, 70 watts into the amplifier, so it can get the 2.2K out. So but it's not in service for the moment, so it's switched off. And this Polestar, I have the same. The Polestar, the 2K, 82K, yeah. But I recently had a problem. I made somehow, it was my fault, so I burned the coupler. And then I was looking to find the parts because there was one diode, Satan diode, burnt, and two condensators. And well, I couldn't get the schematic, and And at the end of the day, I bought a new coupler, but now I have all the information, so I will repair it. I have one coupler for spare. I found it in UK, but it was quite expensive. It was about €140, this coupler. And then finally I found it in Germany with a company, Foxtrot Hotel Germany. They are the main dealer for Polestar in Germany, and I bought it for €80. Okay. I wanted to repair myself. So, but well, I want to finish the story. I most of the time I'm on the low band on 80 DX thing, but and then also the amplifier is in operation. But for the moment, there's absolutely nothing. Okay, not wanted to make a monologue. I just give you a small weather report. We had also pretty good weather over here. Today is a little bit more fresh, and for the coming days will be even more colder. For tonight, they were saying we will have 8 degrees here in the Ardennes. So let's see what's going on. Today we had 24, 25 during the day. And next week I'm going to holiday, so I'm coming closer to you there. I'm going to the Normandy and to the Bretagne for a week. And I think there the weather will be not that good. For the final to you, and thanks so much for letting me in, William. MI0TLG DJ9UN.
Yeah, okay, Alan.
Alan, please, could you answer, did you say you also have an FT DX9 1000, is that correct?
No. If I could buy one, I'm looking. If I could buy one, I will buy it. Over.
Yeah. Well, just be careful, and I'll tell you why. Because the 5000 does have it's plug and play, even it has the transformer and all them. I think the 9000 doesn't. It has an external transformer, which also doubles up for maybe a speaker. But I have looked into them, and yes, but on eHam review, there can be problems with the 9000, and a lot says that the 5000 is a better radio. So check that out, did you so?
Yeah. I checked that already. You have to be careful because they have one version where the digits, now on the 5000 digits are blue. So on the 9000 you had also, during one time it was yellow. Like on the FT1000MP, where the digits they were yellow. And the later version was also in blue. So you have to be very careful in that. Anyhow, it's not easy to find, but I'm not going to pay $5,000 for one, that's for sure. And what I wanted also to say, compared to FT-VX101 Delta, which is an SDR radio, with the 5000 MP. So I just want to give you a small report on what I found out. For me, both transceivers are in reception and transmission now. The 101 Delta is 100 watts, but both transceivers are good. I couldn't see any difference also in receivers. But now the big but. Maybe this is because I'm the older generation. I don't like so much that touch screen and going in many menus. The 5000, everything for me, maybe because I'm used to it. It's so easy. But on the 101D, you have to go to menus, and this is a little bit more complicated. And also on the 5000, this SM thing there, it's in the box. I had it at the beginning, but I don't use it anymore. And on the 101B, also this graphics there, I don't need that, William.
Yeah, I've heard all those radios and they're good. But the SDRs, there are some SDRs is good. Apache Lab,
sounds good. A few other ones as well. But, Elaine, listen, I'm into radio. I like to twitch, I like to clip, I like to load. I love buttons. If I want a computer, I will buy a computer. You know?
Yeah, I'm the same. By the way, my primary call, I'm not German, my primary call is Lima X-ray 1 United Norway. LX1 UN is my primary call. I doesn't. No, I'm retired. I'm very often in Germany, my second house. No, I like the big radios with lot of buttons on it.
Yeah, I think we're all the same. You know, and I think we need to watch this. We need to get away from this computer business. And I fall out with a lot of guys. And a lot of guys, they talk about FT4 and FT, all this stuff. It's nice to have that running in the background in your shed. But when you ever think that it is the only way you can make a contact, I always call it not real radio. And a lot of friends fall out with me over that. It's a contact of sorts. And it's part of radio, I agree. But, yeah, I think CW or else Phono is proper radio. And that's it. And that other way we're talking about, yeah, it's a form of communication, but I certainly don't think I'll ever have it in my shed. If I can't make a contact, if the propagation's not right by CW or Phono, then I'll just leave it. Simple as that. Ellen, it's been a pleasure. I'm not going to hold it. There is other stations out there, but it's been incredible. Your 5,000, if it's set up correctly, it sounds good. And you cheap microphone, you say that it also sounds good. And you know, I do like EQ. I go down and Detroit, spend a lot of time. And I do like my RE27 November Delta. I also have an M/1. I also have PR40, PR781. I have a lot of microphones. I just love sound. That's me. Don't worry about that, Elon. Anyway, lovely to get you in. I've had a great chat this evening. I've really enjoyed it. And let's hope we talk again soon. And listen, enjoy that 5,000. And you know what, Elaine, can I ask you this? We're getting reports in the UK that there is a possibility that Kenwood are bringing a new HF radio in, and we've heard this for a long, long time. And I have to say, I've always loved Kenwood, loved Trio before that, and they had great audio. They had impeccable audio. Kenwood, when they were going on the day, they had an audio that was, you know, you could have told a Kenwood before any other radio. Nestor, yep. The 101 ZD, they're all good radios, no doubt about that. But yeah, there's a rumor going about at the moment, and it is a rumor, a strong rumor that HF is coming into Kenwood. Kenwood is going to make an HF radio, and they have been out of that loop for quite a while, and they were asked several times in America and in the UK, were they out of amateur, they always denied it. And well, I hope they're right. I hope they are coming back in again. But there is strong rumors going about that they're going to come back into HF, and there is a radio coming out soon. Have you heard anything in your end, or is this pure projector? There's nothing in this. Delta Juliet 9 United November MI 0TLG.
MI 0 CLV DJ 9 Joanna returning to the breaking between. No, to give direct answer to the question, no, I didn't get about that. I really did a pity. I also sold out my old radios. My first radio was a Vessel FT101 ZD. Then I also had a mobile, the FT7 Baker, and then I changed to Kenwood. So I had a TS830S, and then I had my first transistor radio. No, the mobile was the first one to use, but then I had on the station I had a 930S. I was always very satisfied. And then I think I had a FT1000 FT1000 Delta, the 200 watt machine. But this machine then it became dead, so we didn't hear anything anymore. The reason was probably I haven't used it for 3 or 4 years because I was living somewhere in the world. I have many call times, and I didn't took that big radio with me, so it was just staying there, and there was no way anymore to repair it. And now I just want to say something about Kenwood. So I didn't hear the rumor or anything, but I mean the biggest radio Kenwood is producing is a TS990 Sugar, and a good friend of mine from Luxembourg also is a little bit older than me. He has 20 years more than me, so he's over the 80s. And he bought all his radios in one company in Germany. The famous, I don't say to say the name anymore. And one day he sees his TS930S on, and he just says, hello. Because there's a computer, so it's a different system like on the Jesus. So he didn't do it. So the man didn't know what to do, so I was contacting the company. And the answer was, we don't repair. I said, it is not my way to explain the situation. No, but we don't repair, we just sell. I was so shocked. Because the police can tell me who is repairing. So I got the name of the company, and I called there, and the guy was very friendly. He said, yes, I repair, but it's a ship, he said to me. The words what he said, it's a ship. They buy it somewhere, and when they have a problem, they come to me. Well, fine, end of the story now. He repaired it, he had to change 2 units inside. It was for 1,200 or 300 euro, I can't remember exactly. But the radio function again properly. So, Kenwood, I think, since many years, because I also had a TS2000S, TS2000, I think Kenwood didn't produce for many years, and I was thinking that they will not investigate anymore in ham radio stuff, but I'm wrong. Also, I had a TL922 many years ago. So I had a lot of Kenwood stuff, and it was great, so always very satisfied. I also had an Icon 7700, the 200 watt machine, but it's a good radio. I compared with the 5000 MP, but again, let's say to operate the radio, it was not my thing. I will not say it's bad, but it was not my thing. And then a good friend of mine, he started, I got all his stuff, and I got this Icon 7610, and I was not happy with it. And also, my friend there, he had 2 Acom amplifiers, and I sold all, I made a donation for cancer people, and the 7610 I wanted to keep for me, but finally then I saved it for an SPDX 101 Delta. Because with the 7610, I'm sorry, I couldn't manage this. I don't know, maybe because I'm used to it. A long transmission, sorry William. MI0TLV DJ9UN.
Yeah, you're like Google. And then you're coming in, you're plus 20.